Welcome back, American cycling fans, for another edition of This Week in American Cycling. We're just back from the Tour of the Gila. We'll talk about that. Looking forward to the Amgen Tour of California coming up this week. And we've got mountain bike racing from Solider Hollow. And we'll talk about some time trial racing at the Pan Am Road Championships. All that and more coming up on This Week in American Cycling. Let's start in Silver City, New Mexico. Tour of the Gila down there, one of the legendary races on the Pro Road calendar.
The 33rd edition, we're not going to forget. Billy the Kid's hideout was at the finish line up in Pinos Altos, but some new history was made. The first ever Australian winner, Brody Chapman, and James Pickley, Elevate KHS, so impressive. Brad, it was an awesome week of racing.
Yeah, let's start with the women. It really became a battle between two riders. Talking about Brody Chapman for the Tibco SVB team and Chloe Dygert-Owen back from her concussion for the 2020 Show Air team.
The best hour of racing I've maybe watched in my career happened in downtown Silver City for the Criterium. This day it went back and forth. There were 19 total bonus seconds that day, and every single one mattered by the time we got to Pinos Altos. Brad, there was a new leader in the red jersey every single day.
Yeah, the Crit, arguably the most exciting day of racing here, as we saw the GC riders going at it in the Crit. You talked about the time bonuses, 3 intermediate sprints at 3 seconds each, and then 10 seconds for the stage winner. So Chloe Dygert was able to get close, and then she needed to win the stage by a couple seconds. She did that no problem.
You know, Chapman had never been on a time trial bike before the time trial, where she was right there within a minute of Chloe Dygert-Owen. This went back and forth. There was a new rider in the leader's jersey every single day. It was the best racing I've ever seen. All that being said, it was still going to take a miracle for Chloe Dygert-Owen to move into the red overall leader's jersey. At that podium presentation, she was in every jersey except for the Queen of the Mountain, as she made a late race surge set up by her Show Air 2020 team. It was the stuff that makes you into a legend.
Yeah, perfect riding by Chloe Dygert-Owen. She takes the lead by just 1 second after gapping off the field to win the stage and get the additional 2 seconds that she needed to not tie in the jersey, but move ahead heading into the final day, the Gila Monster stage.
No big expectations for Dygert-Owen on the final day. She tried to get some early intermediate time bonuses, but they weren't enough as Brody Chapman climbs to not only the stage win, but the overall victory at the 2019 Tour of the Gila.
The men's side was all about the Canadian. James Pickley, the Elevate KHS team, had an amazing week at Gila.
Wire to wire. Very rarely do you see a rider win on Mogollon and hold that jersey all the way to Pinos Altos. That means he had a great time trial. That was so impressive on stage 3. But I think really the takeaway was Elevate KHS 3 years ago went from a ragtag roustabout kind of team looking to get invites to races to now dominating and holding off the mighty, mighty Colombian team Medellin. They brought their A game. Certainly Christian Montoya, Oscar Sevilla. They were part of this plot line that was really dominated by James Pickley. It was a well-earned win.
Yeah, huge win for Pickley as he cements himself as one of the top riders in the United States on the road bike right now. Crit racing down south for the USA Crit Series with their Speed Week of racing. The crown jewel down there is the Athens Twilight Criterium.
I think America's premier sprinter has to be Summer Moak at this point. What she and Erica Carney have done has been fantastic. They're not quite cleaning up, but they're certainly the dominant twosome down there.
Yeah, Moak gets a huge win in Athens. She was cleaning up at Speed Week, wins there, a win in Anniston earlier, so clearly one of the best Criterium racers out there right now. That Summer Moak, Erica Carney duo is doing really well in the Criteriums.
You know, on the men's side of things, Brad, it's always going to be interesting when you have Athens Twilight. They have their 40th edition, and certainly a name that I was not familiar with, but it was quite a battle to get there. Breakaway goes to the line.
Yeah, Roberto Escangui gets the stage win. He goes head-to-head with Danny Summerhill in an exciting finish in Athens Twilight. Summerhill just not quite able to get the win. That's a new name for me in the American Criterium racing scene, so nice to see some new faces on the finish line.
Yeah, new name at one of the oldest races in America. Congratulations on your 40th birthday, Athens. Brad, I'm happy we can start talking about mountain bike racing again.
Yeah, Solider Hollow up next with the UCI stage race mountain biking there. A little bit of cross country, a little bit of short track, a little bit of marathon thrown in, and then it goes into basically a 4-stage stage race. Aaron Huck, the big winner here over the weekend. We saw some great racing on the men's side as well. Keegan Swenson continues to ride really, really well, but he's going up against Chris Blevins weekend after weekend. This is turning into a good two-rider battle.
The Pan Am Championships going on down in Mexico, and the American women doing a great job. Leah Thomas ends up winning with her teammate Amber Neben second. That secures Thomas a World Championship spot and earns the U.S. an extra spot at the Worlds.
Finally, looking ahead to the Amgen Tour of California coming up this week. The men get started a little earlier than the women. They'll start later on in the week. Men will get started up in Sacramento. The women's 3-day stage race begins in Ventura. Going to be great racing on both sides there.
Yeah, just cannot wait. So we will see you next week here on This Week in American Cycling.
For my colleague Dave Toll, my name is Brad Soner saying thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of This Week in American Cycling.